Good evening, VC. Dave here. I'm going to revisit my series on showing some records from bands that I have filmed over the years. This video is going to be a little different than the others. The others I highlighted just one band. I'm going to roll through quite a bit here in this video. This one might be lengthy. I've got a companion for this video, and that would be to basically steal the opening of Roger Coleman's videos. A lovely beverage, if you can see that. This is the Stone Brewing out of San Diego Totalitarian Imperial Russian Stout. I'm going to need this to try to remember all of this stuff I'm about to go through here. Actually, it might do the opposite of the effect, but that's okay. All right, so I got to give a shout out to Rob. He has a channel here in the VC called Sound Strange, and man, really digging his channel. He is showing mainly orchestral pieces, dating back, and just amazing stuff. The man is well versed in the genre. Just very well spoken. Really knows his stuff, man. And he'll throw in a random jazz record in there, or some rock records, some folk records. Pretty much covers the gamut. And yeah, so he needs to get some love. Definitely needs some more subs. So yeah, definitely check out his channel. He's originally from Dublin, Ireland, now living in Lyon, Spain. So yeah, definitely check that channel out, please. And so the first band I'm going to highlight tonight is a band out of Athens, Georgia, that's been going strong off and on for quite a long time. A major part of the music scene there in Athens, and that is Cinemechanica, and they are one of the most intense, dynamic bands on the fucking planet. The stories I can tell about this band. My friend Joe and I first saw them up in Raleigh, North Carolina. They were opening for Desark, who's an amazing artist in her own right, and also for the band Medications from Washington, D.C. Another remarkable band. If you're not familiar, check those bands out. And they just blew our minds, and we ended up talking with the guys after the show, and so we started going to as many of their shows as we could regionally. I mean, we would travel. If they were playing in Athens, we'd drive the 3.5-4 hours down. Greensboro, we were there, hour and a half north. Didn't matter. We were going to go see them. I mean, and they at one point brought in Jeremy Fountain from Greensboro to play double drums, so a 2 full drum kit set. And there was a show that they played at the Reservoir, this real small bar up in Carborough, which is right next door to Chapel Hill. This is on the backside of the famous Cat's Cradle venue. And tiny place, and they played so intensely that after one of the songs, Jeremy had to get up off the drum kit and go and sit in a corner on the floor. Just blew his own fucking mind. That's how amazing this band is. And so the first record I'm going to show was their first release, and this is just an amazing album. They only pressed 1,000 of this. It's called The Martial Arts, and it's just got absolutely amazing artwork. This is on the Hello Sir Records label. which is owned and operated by the lead guitarist of this band, Bryant Williamson. And so I got a copy at at one of the shows there early on. My buddy Joe's got 2 copies of this, so we've got 3 in the house of the 1,000. Yeah, and highly recommend this record if you can find a copy. Absolutely amazing songs. Very intense. And they've played gigs with a band Rob mentioned recently in his video, Melt Banana, which is, yeah, if you haven't seen them, it's quite an experience, for sure. So after the full length, they did put out a 10-inch with the double drums. This is the only thing they recorded to vinyl with that setup, and it's called Rivals. And also put out on the Hello Sir Records label. And the lineup at this time changed just a little bit. So you had Mike Albanese on drums, one of the most amazing drummers I've ever known, ever seen. He's also a recording engineer, phenomenal in that regard as well. You had Matt Nelson on bass. Andy Pruitt, of course, is vocals and guitar, and Bryant Williamson in basically lead guitar. And they would basically, play off each other. And just an amazing band. Erica Strout joined them later on as bass player, and she was just filled in amazingly and would just absolutely kill it. She's now got her own band, also out of Athens, Georgia, called Motherfucker. And yeah, 3-piece. And I think their lineup has recently changed as far as the bass player is concerned. But this is their record that came out just a few years ago on Sick Room Records. And this has got a really cool kind of a teal green vinyl here. Definitely recommend checking them out also. So yeah, I'm going to kind of branch out with these artists here with their other projects in this video. Give all these other bands some love for sure. So definitely check them out. So went a long time without an album from Cinemechanica. Rivals was released in '08, and it took a good 10 years. But man, was well worth the wait. The self-released album out now. Highly recommend this. This is just feels like they never really missed a beat. And if you got the original bass player back with them, Joel Hadstadt, also a great recording guy as well. You got additional guitar by Jordan Oliveira on this record, Mike Albanese on drums, and Bryant Williamson on guitar. Man, phenomenal. What can I say? Highly recommended. And yeah, I almost went to Europe with them to film their tour there. I had gotten everything in line with the plane tickets, and then I ended up getting a job at it was Wachovia at the time, now it's Wells Fargo. I got a fraud investigator job, and I told the guy, I'm probably going to be going with a band to Europe for a month in October. I hope that's cool. And this was like late August when I got hired. He's like, oh, yeah, okay, that's fine. And I'm like, man, if I take this job and I go to Europe for a month and I come back, I ain't going to have that job. So I ended up not going, and I'll always regret it. I did get to film a lot of Cinemechanica shows over the years, so I've got all that footage. But man, I wouldn't give to go back and changed my mind there, because then the bank down the line, Wachovia, you know, we got bought out and they laid everybody off. So, Jesus. But yeah, so Cinemechanica, Mike Albanese, the drummer, he is now drumming in the band Maserati, also out of Athens, Georgia. Amazing instrumental band, very dynamic, just wonderful, wonderful music. And I'm going to show their records here that I have. I have quite a few of theirs, all of which are recommended as well. So the first thing I have here is a 7-inch. This is also on the Hello Sir Records label. This is from '04, and yeah, let's see. This is titled Asymmetrical Threats, and yeah, this has the drummer Jerry Fuchs. Man, never been another drummer like him. Very hard to describe. Very driving, just amazing, amazing drummer. Of course, we have lost Jerry, tragically. Very talented. He was playing with the band Check 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 out of New York as well. Great band. Got to see Maserati open for Check 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 up in Asheville. And we had initially bought tickets to see Maserati down in Atlanta, and something happened when they were in Europe and they couldn't make the Atlanta gig when they were coming back to the States, and we were basically out those tickets. And I reached out to the band, and the band said, just pick a show and show up and we'll get you in to make up for it. And they didn't have to do that. And so my friend Joe and I ended up going to Asheville to the Orange Peel, which is an amazing venue. And they got us in. It was wonderful. And then Maserati ended up playing here at the Milestone in Charlotte at the big anniversary show. They were the headliner for one of our biggest venues here in town for live music. Yeah, and they're from Athens, and they headlined. So, and that's the last I got to see Jerry play live. Again, like I said, he was playing with Check 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 in New York, and if I remember the story correctly, I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he filled in on drums playing with John Legend, of all people, on I think it was Letterman. And I think there was a party, maybe it was in Brooklyn or somewhere in New York, and I guess it was an old, place they turned into apartments, maybe like an old factory or something. I could be wrong about most of this. I've kind of heard all this secondhand, but I guess him and some friends were in an elevator, and I guess it might have got stuck or something, and everybody was getting out, and I guess maybe his jacket got caught or something, and he fell down the elevator shaft. So it's just crazy. There was a write-up on it in Rolling Stone and everything. Yeah, rest in peace, Jerry. Amazing drummer. But I've got some great Maserati records here, and this band is still trucking. With Mike Albanese now on drums, just absolutely badass. So I've got their first record here. And this one's fairly rare. This is one of 1,000 copies. I think I've shown this in one of my other videos. This is 372924 by Maserati, and you've got, of course, Coley Dennis on guitar, Matt Cherry on guitar, Steve Scarborough on bass, and on this album you had Phil Horan on drums, the original first drummer. It's on Existential Records. Great stuff. This is from the year 2000. Next Maserati record I have is from '07 on Temporary Residence. And this is Inventions for the New Season. And this is what they were touring when we went to that show up in Asheville. This is a double LP. Amazing artwork. Really cool inserts. You got the red splatter vinyl there. Of course, we picked up all these records at that show. And there's one of theirs I'm still needing, and man, it just goes for all kinds of big dollars. And I'm pretty sure I have the CD here. Yeah, it's sorry about that. Language of Cities. Yeah, I would love to find that record for a good deal, but man, it don't go for much less than 90 to $100 now. I guess there weren't that many pressed. The next record I have from Maserati was a split with the band Zombie, also on Temporary Residence. Very cool album. And then you had the next release. Pick these next records up from the band down at a show in Athens at the Georgia Theater. They played with the band from England, Loop, a killer show. This is Pyramid of the Sun, phenomenal record. This is from 2010, also on Temporary Residence. And their next release from there was from 2012, Temporary Residence. This is Maserati 7. And I have one other Maserati record here. I think this is also from 2010. I'm trying to remember what the name of this record is. I think it was a part of, let me see here. Yeah, this is Pyramid of the Moon. So this came out after Pyramid of the Sun, actually. And very cool record. Recommend any of those Maserati records. And they've pulled out one more full length since all of that. I think I just have it on CD up here. And it kind of went in a new direction with this. This is Rehumanizer. Yeah, this is definitely different. This is from 2015 than their earlier stuff. So you definitely can hear the difference. So the next band I'm going to show is a band from Johnson City, Tennessee. And I've filmed a lot of shows for these guys over the years. And this is Travis Kamer on lead vocal, lead guitar, and Bo Duggar on bass. And they were in a band, Akoyai. Band very, very similar to Pelican. Instrumental, heavy, real beautiful music, a lot of groove. And they've now joined a band called Hall, and it's spelled H-A-A-L. And this is their first self-titled record, and they've just finished up recording their new record that's now out in digital format. So check them out on Bandcamp, I believe. And so this record's on pink vinyl, and I've filmed some shows for Hall. One here in Charlotte at Snug Harbor, and I got some clips for them at here at the Milestone as well. Great guys. This band actually Travis is taking up his hand at singing. He calls it dad rock. I don't know. It's just real good heavy groove. Really cool stuff. So the next band I'm gonna show here is the Bronzed Chorus from Greensboro, North Carolina, and I've filmed some of their shows over the years. Great guys. This is a two-piece band. And this is Adam and Hunter. And man, what a band. Hunter plays drums, and he plays the drums with one hand and plays keys with the other. Man, very, very talented. And I mean, the name of the band speaks volumes, the Bronzed Chorus. A lot of interesting, dynamic things that are done with the guitar in this band. It really makes it sound like there are 10 instruments when it's just the two of them up there. So I recommend any of their albums. And I've got just a few that they have on vinyl here. We've got their album I'm the Spring, and this is also on Hello Sir Records. Bryant from Cinemechanica's label out of Athens, Georgia. And I believe this is a really cool color vinyl, and it is. It's got a really awesome label. And this is white vinyl. Very cool. Sorry about if there's any glare there. Filming at night here. At least there's no fire trucks going by right now like the last video. And then their newest full length I have here is Summering. And yeah, great album as well. I think my copy's still sealed. I got the CD. I've been crushing the CD in the car so much I don't even think I've spun that one yet. And they've got a few other releases. Yeah, they had I think 3030 was their first CD before I'm the Spring, and then they also released a EP called Gleaning. Sorry. Also on Hello Sir. Great songs on that as well. And they released a 7-inch from Summering, and it's got an amazing song on here. I'm going to put a link below to the music video, and the music video is unbelievable. Actually, a lot of their videos are just really well done in an age where we don't see many music videos. I'll put links to the Bronze Chorus stuff. And this is that 7-inch is called Yearling, and the name of the track is I Am the Ram. Man, and that video's on YouTube. It is fucking badass. Absolutely all kinds of badass. Highly recommended. And so, all right, moving right along. Next band is a band out of Minneapolis, Minnesota that I filmed here in Charlotte at Snug Harbor. And this is the band Buildings, and I've got a few of their records. They're a three-piece. Brian Lake on his lead vocal, lead guitar. You've got Travis Coleman on drums, and they've changed bass players probably 3 or 4 times. And the bass player when I filmed him was Ryan Harding, and he's now, of all things, the drummer of the band Local H. And he just was on this record from Local H, Hey Killer, that I have here. And so the first Buildings record I have is their second full length, Melt Cries Sleep. And yeah, this is on Cash Cow Production out of Denver. Very cool. Real heavy band. Almost punk style vocals. Yeah, green vinyl there. I think this was fairly limited. Maybe like 100 copies or so. I could be wrong. I think there's a couple different colors available. I'm sure black is available on that. Their first record I have on CD was Braille Animal, and this is fucking wicked, absolutely wicked. I don't, for some reason Brian's vocals sound just for some reason different on this album. Yeah, great stuff. Got a few of their 7-inch releases. They did some splits. Did one with the band Hawks, also on Cash Cow, and they did one with Made in Canada. This is on Exit Music Recording Company. And they've recently put out a new album, and man, this album is absolutely killer. It's called You Are Not One of Us. And yeah, this is on the Gilead Media label. Yeah, let me see what we have here on the vinyl. Big, thick, heavy vinyl here. Very cool label. This is like 180 gram. Heck, it may be 200 gram. This is a big, sturdy piece of vinyl. Plays amazing. Real heavy sound. Again, that's Buildings out of Minneapolis. Let's see, last but not least, would be a band that I recently filmed at the Milestone a few years back. And that would be the band from France. And that is Daria. And this is their record, Impossible Colors. And this is on the Arctic Rodeo Recordings label. And this is from 2016. And this is just a great rock record. Amazing band, amazing guys. I was able to get in touch with Camille Beelan, basically a mutual friend of Santi Garcia from Spain. And yeah, got to film their show. Absolutely honored. Jay Robbins from the band Jawbox was playing solo gigs with them. Would open for Daria, and then would also get on stage and play guitar with Daria as well, adding a third guitar. Man, it was loud. It's a little bit difficult for the cameras, to be honest with you, to get all that sound without distorting. Yeah, dang, threw a lot at you guys there. Got to get back to this lovely beverage. Hope everybody's doing well, and hope everybody checks out some of these bands, man. This is some great shit. Peace.